It is the end of Premier League game week 8, and this is how the table is looking, which is pretty mad, to be honest. Arsenal and Manchester City at the top. Liverpool have lost 4 games in a row, 3 in the Premier League, putting Arsenal 4 points clear of them at this point in time. Manchester United, in fact, are only 2 points behind Liverpool. If you'd have said that a month ago, no one would have believed you in a month's time that United would only be 2 points behind Liverpool, 1 point behind Chelsea, 2 points behind the top 4. But Arsenal got a nice, comfortable 3-point lead, also good goal difference, very best defensive record. And this is Arsenal's Premier League title to win. This is Arsenal's Premier League title to lose. I think this is the best chance Arsenal are going to have in a long time of winning the Premier League title. I want to talk about Liverpool. I want to talk about the situation, what needs to improve, what's going wrong at Liverpool, if I think Liverpool can bounce back. But I also want to talk about Arsenal, and I'm not going to rule out Manchester City, and we will have a conversation about them, because I feel like Manchester City, there's been a couple of seasons where people have just completely counted them out the title race because they've had the best start, so then they catch up Arsenal, they catch up Liverpool, and they win the title. But I'm going to give you my thoughts as a Man United fan on this without a bias towards any team. I want you all to lose. I don't like any of you because I think Arsenal have the most annoying fan base on social media. So if you guys win, it's unbearable. Liverpool, they cannot get to 21 before Manchester United, and City, they're just the rivals. So I don't want any of you to win the title, but I'm going to give you my sort of unbiased opinion on it, because I've always said, is there an overreaction about Liverpool? Is it Liverpool losing games? Is it they're going to bounce back? Or is it a little bit of this is Liverpool finding their feet this season? This is a bit of adjustment season. Slot needs to figure out his best starting 11. There's a lack of stability with injuries at the back. A couple of players aren't fully fit. I think there's a multitude of things. I will mention with Real Madrid last season, they needed a bit of time to get going with the super signings of the likes of Mbappe. And this is the season where Mbappe explodes. And sometimes those super signings and Isaac converts may need that season to then go and explode next year and win the league. Like Real Madrid look unstoppable right now, and they look phenomenal. So it could be a little bit of that. It could be, look at PSG. They didn't start the beginning of last season particularly well. They almost went out the Champions League early, to then they were the best team in the world. So, you've got to look at Liverpool in the adjustment period and the injuries and maybe not getting the key defenders that they wanted. But you've also got to look at the fact that this is Arsenal's Premier League title to lose now, because they've got such a good defensive record. It's near impossible to beat Arsenal. Arsenal have lost out in Premier League titles in the past through drawing games, through not breaking down those low blocks. And Arsenal are winning the games they would normally be drawing, like Fulham. Newcastle, they go 1-0 behind, they maybe draw that, they maybe lose that. Low block, no. West Ham, they maybe drop points in that game. Fulham is, again, they always drop points in, and they're not dropping points in that game. They've got the depth. They've already had Saliba out, Saka out, Odegaard out, Havertz out. 4 of the best players have already been out, and they're not dropping points, and they've only conceded 3 goals in 8 games, and they're really difficult to beat. That this, to me, is Arsenal's Premier League title to lose. So you want me to go analysis? This is a very raw video for you. Where are the PowerPoint slides? Where are the notes? Yes, it is a very raw video, because I just thought, you know what, I think this is one of those more conversation videos. I don't need PowerPoints or notes for video on this. I'm just talking without notes, without any preparation of what I've seen so far, 8 games into the Premier League. And I thought Liverpool were going to walk away with the Premier League this season, but I think Arsenal are going to win it. I think I was wrong. I said I don't think Arteta has it in him to win a title. I said Arteta, I don't think he has it in him to win big titles. I think he's a second place. I think he's a stability manager, but I wasn't sure if he's the guy that's going to win titles, because I do think when you play City and Liverpool, you're quite passive. I think Arteta can be a coward, but I was wrong. I believe Arsenal win the Premier League, and this isn't me being reactionary, because I still believe Liverpool can win it. I still believe they can turn their season around. I think they could end the season very well. We've seen Manchester City be 5-6 points off the top of the league after 9 games and go and win the league. So I'm not saying that Liverpool can't win it. I'm not saying that Chelsea can't win it. I'm not saying that Manchester City can't win it. But I'm saying right now, this is Arsenal's Premier League title to win, and it's their Premier League title to lose. They're at the top. They've got the most stability. They've got the most squad depth. They've got the best squad. I mean, starting 11, you can argue Liverpool with the individual talents when informed, but they've got the best squad, Arsenal. This is their title to lose, because I think next season, City are going to be even stronger and even better. I think next season, it's going to click at Liverpool. They might have a Real Madrid-like season where it just doesn't go their way this year, but then next season it clicks. PSG, for example. Chelsea seems to be on the up. Questionable owners, but seem to be on the up. I think this is Arsenal's chance. I think if Arsenal don't win it this season, they won't win it next season. I think next season could be much harder. I think this is where Liverpool have dropped off and City aren't at their best. I think this is Arsenal's best chance. So I do want to talk about Arsenal, but I want to touch upon the Manchester United-Liverpool game and what we learned from that game. Because even as a Manchester United fan, I do think we got a little bit lucky. Liverpool weren't great versus Man United, and I think Manchester United were definitely the better team in the first half. I think we deserved to be 1-0 up at half time, but I think in the second half, Man United were pretty crap, and we had the luck. Now, Man United have had no luck. There's been a few games over the last 6-7 months where I actually felt that Man United deserved a point or 3 points out of that game, and we just didn't have any luck, and we walk away with nothing. I think the Arsenal game's a big example of that. I felt that when we played Arsenal, we did enough for a draw, but we just couldn't score against Arsenal, and that game could have gone for 2-3 hours, and we weren't going to score. And I think maybe this is the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool this season, is Arsenal have got such strong defensive stability that they can stay in games even when they're not great, whereas Liverpool seem like they're going to concede in every game at the moment. Maybe that's the big difference. Whereas today, I felt that the second half from United was appalling. I thought Liverpool were all over us at parts in the second half, and it was inevitable that they were going to make it 1-1. And when they made it 1-1, I was very confident they were going to make it 2-1. But against the run of the play, Maguire scores against the winner for United, which I'm ecstatic about. But I did feel that United did get a bit of luck. And the luck hasn't been with us a lot, and we did get the luck, and sometimes you deserve a bit of luck. I think Cody Gakpo hit the crossbar 3 times, missed a sitter, Salah missed a sitter, Isak missed a one-on-one. I think Ekitike was causing the most problems when he came on for us. I thought Chiesa was bright when he came on, he obviously got the assist. I think Man United deserved a draw. And to be honest, I think if we'd have lost, I would have felt hard done by. I think winning, I'm very happy with that. I think to win at Anfield is an ecstatic result. I think the game was a reflection of the performance from both teams, was probably a draw. But Liverpool hit the post so many times. And to be honest, you look at the chances we had, particularly in the first half an hour, and we could have been 2-0 at half time. So it kind of balances out there. Where I don't think Liverpool were atrocious, but I think Liverpool have a mentality, something in their head. And what I mean about this is with Liverpool, when they win and they're unstoppable, they're just unstoppable. They keep winning and they're unstoppable. But I find sometimes when things drop off at Liverpool, they're bad for a while. They don't just have one bad game. You look at Klopp. Klopp's last season, Liverpool were in the title race until March, and it was Arsenal, Liverpool, City winning every game. There was 1 or 2 points between them until like March. And in the last 6 or 7 games, the minute Liverpool dropped points in one of those games, it was almost like they knew they were out of the title race. And those last 6-7 games from Liverpool under Klopp were not good. You weren't winning many of them. And you've gone from being phenomenal, and then something happened in March, and you're a different side. It's not that you're phenomenal, you have one bad game, and then you're phenomenal again. Because you're phenomenal, and then you crash. And I felt that last season you were phenomenal. I think once you knew that league was pretty much won, you dropped off a bit, but the league was already won. And I felt that this season you were finding ways to win games. But then as soon as you didn't get that win versus Crystal Palace, you've gone downhill again. And it's like you need a win to then go on a run of wins. Because I almost felt that if Liverpool had beaten Man United today 3-4-0 and battered us at Anfield, that would have started their run where they're going to go and win a load of games and win the league. I felt if you battered us today, but I felt the fact that you couldn't beat Man United at Anfield, which is something that you've done for 10 years. Man United haven't won at Anfield for 10 years. And now it's 4 losses in a row. I do feel like maybe this is the adjustment season for Liverpool. Now, I think that Liverpool have so much quality that I cannot see them not being in a title race come the end of the season. I think it's Arsenal's title to lose now, but I think Liverpool have so much quality that they can win the Premier League. They can get back into it. You know, it's when people wrote City out of the title race a couple of years ago and they caught up Arsenal by a crazy amount. City have caught up Liverpool by big amounts. It would be ridiculous to sit here and say that Liverpool are not going to win the Premier League. I think Liverpool still very much can win the Premier League. But if I had to change my prediction now, I would have Arsenal. I think Manchester City can very much win the Premier League. Because you look at Isak. When Isak clicks, phenomenal player. When Wirtz clicks, phenomenal player. Chiesa needs to be used more. There's so much talent in there. Salah's having an off-season. People were joking he's put up his Christmas tree 2-3 months early. But when Salah's good, he's good. And I feel like Salah will have a period where he just switches on. Gakpo was very lively today. Szoboszlai and Gravenberch have been good this season. McAllister's clearly not been fit. When McAllister's back to his best and Salah's back to his best and Isak's firing and Wirtz is firing, this Liverpool side's going to be insane. There's a liability with Konate at the back. I think we're going to do something in January. I think the Leone injury is a big blow. But I don't think you can write Liverpool out of it yet. But I just look at Arsenal. And even though Gyökeres isn't firing, it's fine. Arsenal can get through it. Even if Saka's injured, it's fine. They can get through it. Havertz is injured, they can get through it. Odegaard is injured, they can get through it. Gabriel Saliba picks up an injury. Mascara comes in for a huge game versus Liverpool, they can get through it. I feel like Arsenal and Liverpool have switched roles a bit in the sense of when Arsenal have a setback, this season they're getting through it. 1-0 down to Newcastle, they win 2-1. Beating Fulham, injury here, injury there, this player out, this player missing, this player not in form, they're getting through it. Whereas Liverpool aren't. When Liverpool have that issue, they're not quite getting through it. Whereas last season, Liverpool were getting through it and Arsenal weren't. I feel like there's a switch there. Some people say City are actually, with all this talk about Liverpool and Arsenal, maybe City are secret title favourites. Maybe City can do it. Look at the form Erling Haaland's on. But is Erling Haaland going to have a Salah-like season throughout the whole season, or is Erling Haaland going to drop off in December and City going to drop down a bit? We don't know. But I think that this is Arsenal's Premier League. I think I was wrong. I think this is Arsenal's Premier League title now to win. And I think, Liverpool, I don't want to say crisis, but 4 losses in a row. Ruben Amorim has never won back-to-back games, and he's done it at Anfield. To hand you your 4th loss in a row. Man United now 2 points behind you. 4 losses in a row is something that hasn't happened at Liverpool since, is it Roy Hodgson? I don't know. It must have been a long time. Brendan Rodgers. Is this crisis? Because I felt 3 losses in a row. To say Liverpool was in crisis is reactionary. Palace, tough team to beat. Galatasaray away is difficult. And Chelsea, it was one of those late goal conceded. And I'm saying this as a Man United fan, but to lose to Ruben Amorim's Man United, that have never won back-to-back games under Ruben Amorim, and you're the team that let us win back-to-back games, maybe that's crisis. Does Arne Slot know his best 11? Does he want to use Frimpong at right back, his new signing? Does he Florian Wirtz? Does he trust him? I don't know why Ekitike's on the bench. Slot's got to come up with solutions. It'll be interesting. To see. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.